Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to today's tutorial. My name is Ranjan from Beginner's Guide. In this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to create this awesome countdown timer using simple JavaScript. In this example, I'm going to create the countdown timer for the Christmas coming. I hope you are going to like this video. Now, without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to open my Visual Studio Code. Here is my folder name called countdown. I'm going to create the index.html file, and then I'm going to create the basic boilerplate. Here we go. The title, I'm going to say countdown timer. Here in the body section, as you can see them here in the design, there is a heading name called Christmas countdown. So let me create that heading here. Here we go. Then what is next? We are going to create the div with a container where we are going to have the days, hours, minutes and seconds together with the number of days that we are remaining with for the coming Christmas, and the hours, minutes and the seconds. So in order to do that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create the div with an ID name called clock. Let's say clock. So within this div container, I'm going to have 4 different div container in order to design these 4 different parts. I hope things are clear, right? So let me create another one div container like this. And then within the div, I'm going to have 2 components. One, the place where I'm going to display the actual days, hours, minutes and the seconds. Another one with a label saying days, hours, minutes and seconds. So in order to do that, I'm going to create what we can do. We can create the span tag where we are going to display our actual hours, minutes remaining. And then we can create another div with the label name called hours, days, where we are actually going to label them as days and hours. I hope it's clear. I'm going to create the span tag with an ID. Let's say day as a ID. So this is a place where we are actually going to be displaying the days remaining. Then followed by, I'm going to have the div. Let me say, because as you can see them here, the days, the labels, this is what we are going to be designing in this div section. So these are small text, right? So we can name this one as a small text. Let's say small text as a class name, but it's going to be a div and the name is days, right? Hope things are clear. I'm going to do the same for the rest of the things. Let me copy and paste. So I'm just going to rename these things. So this one is going to be hour. Alright, I hope everything is clear. As for now, I have just created the div container with the components inside. This is like a basic design that we are trying to do. Let me run through this one so that we will know how it looks like. Here we go. Christmas countdown as a heading. Days, hours, minutes and seconds. We can't see the actual days, hours, minutes and seconds because we have not done anything. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create my JavaScript file. Here we go. Let me call this one as a countdown.js file. This is where my JavaScript files are going to be. So let me link this JavaScript into my HTML towards the end of the body section using script source. The name of the file is countdown.js, right? I hope everything is clear. This is where we are going to write our actual coding, which can give us the countdown for the coming Christmas. So here what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a variable name called, let's say, Christmas Day, isn't it so? Or with a keyword name called const. So Christmas Day is my variable name. Equals, when is the Christmas? I hope everyone knows the date of the Christmas, right? So the Christmas is 25th December 2021. So this is not only the format, you can even change December 25th 2021. I'm sure that if you are aware of JavaScript date functions, you know how to use the dates in a different ways, right? So 25th December 2021, you can use December 25 2021, you can write December in full. Anyway, it's okay. Now this is the actual day for the Christmas. I have stored that date into the variable name called Christmas Day. Now as we know, we have the function in JavaScript which can help us to find out the current date and time using the function name called date. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create an arrow function. Let's say, let us a keyword. The function name is countdown. I'm going to create an arrow function. Within this arrow function, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a variable name called Christmas date. This is Christmas day. I'm going to create a variable name called Christmas date So this Christmas date can be get from the method name called new date, and within this date I'm going to pass this name of the variable so that I can get the actual Christmas date which will be stored into the Christmas date. I hope things are clear, right? So from this Christmas date, this is a variable which has got a value for the Christmas date. So this one will be stored into this particular variable name called Christmas date. I hope things are clear up to now. The next thing, I'm just going to use the normal date function to get the current date. So in order to do that, let current date as the name of the variable, which is equivalent to the method name, the default JavaScript method name called new date. Now this current date is going to have the current date, the today's date. Here this Christmas date is going to have this particular value stored into this particular variable, right? Now we need to find out the total days remaining, hours remaining, minutes and the seconds. So in JavaScript there is a formulas that can be used to calculate these days, hours, minutes and seconds. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to explain you, don't worry, how to calculate them. So what I'm going to do, first let us calculate the seconds remaining for the Christmas. So how to do that one? There is a formula. Let's say let as a keyword total seconds is the name of the variable that are remaining for the Christmas. So how can you calculate this total second remaining? Can be calculated from this particular Christmas date. When you subtract the Christmas date from the Christmas day divided by 1000 millisecond, this 1000 millisecond which is nothing but 1 second. So what does that mean? This Christmas date, what is this one Christmas date? This Christmas date is the 25th of December 2021. Where you are going to subtract from Christmas day. What is this Christmas day? This Christmas, sorry, it's not a Christmas day, it's going to be current date, because this is the variable that we are going to use. From this 25th December 2021, we are going to subtract the current date so that we can able to get the total number of seconds remaining for the Christmas. So let me save and run. Let me go and inspect in the console so that we will know whether if we can able to get that date. So here what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do console log. I'm going to console this total seconds to see if we can able to get the remaining seconds for this Christmas day. So let me go there and run. It's not coming. What's the reason? Okay, here there is a problem. It has to be uppercase T. No wonder that it's showing me an error. So let me go there, refresh. Still not performing. Oh, the thing is I have not called this function. Let me go. I have created the function, I have not called the function. So here I need to call the function. Here we go, save. Let me go and refresh. Here we go. So this is the remaining seconds that we have for the Christmas. But if you can see them here, there is some values after the dot, right? The decimal value. So in JavaScript there is a function to round off that one. I hope you know already. The function name is math flow. So it's going to be help us to round off the value. So we are going to use the function name as math.flow. Yes, it is working. So the number of seconds that we are remaining with is 2. This is the time seconds that we are remaining. So then from here it's easy for us to calculate the rest of the things. So let me remove this part. So now we have managed to calculate the total number of seconds that we are remaining with to reach the Christmas 2021. Now we need to find out the days, hours and minutes. So there are simple formulas that can be used. Let me say let if you want to calculate the days, it can be calculated from the total seconds in divided by 3600. So what does that mean? So total seconds, this 3600 is nothing but the minutes per hour. Every hour we are going to have 3600 minutes. If you want, you can calculate. Every hour we are going to have 3600 minutes. So we are going to divide, and then this one is going to be divided by 24 hours. So this is how we can calculate the number of days that we are remaining with. So this number of days can be calculated from total seconds, which is nothing but the total seconds that we have calculated from this function, divided by 3600 minutes, sorry, 3600 seconds in an hour, because every hour has got 3600 seconds. That is going to be for 1 day. So 1 day is 24 hours, right? So again, this one, let me use this math.flow function so that we can round off the values, right? So the days has been calculated. Now what is next? We need to calculate the hours. So let me calculate. Let hours can be calculated from the same, like I'm going to use total seconds, because everything we are going to find out from the total seconds, because we have the total seconds already, divided by every hour. As we know already, we have 3600 seconds per hour. Then we are going to find out the remainder of 24 hours. So this is modulo division, meaning we are going to find out the remainder. So we are going to divide the total seconds divided by 3600 seconds, then that total we are going to divide by 24. The remainder is going to be the hours. I hope it's clear. So I'm going to use the math.flow function here as well to avoid the decimal value. Then the next one is we are just want to calculate the minutes and the seconds. So let minutes can be calculated using, let me just use this math.flow in advance. So here inside we are going to calculate this total seconds. The formula is total seconds divided by 60 per hour, then the remainder of that particular hour by 60. So this is a formula for us to calculate the number of minutes in an hour. Then the next one is, because why there is a 60 and 60 here, because minutes can be calculated by from the hour. So total seconds per hour, then we are going to find out that one, the remainder from that particular hour. What we are remaining is just seconds. Seconds can be calculated. Again, I am going to use this math.flow function. Inside I'm going to use total seconds. Then this one, from the total seconds I am going to find out the remainder per hour, 60 seconds. So this is how we can calculate the number of seconds in a particular minutes, right? I hope everything is clear as for now. So now we have managed to find out the number of days, hours, minutes, seconds remaining for us to reach the Christmas day. So now we need to output this data into our HTML. So how can you output this data? So I'm going to output these data into the span here. Each span has got an ID like a minute, second, hour and the day. So I'm going to make use of that function name called document.get element by ID. So what is an ID here? The first one is an hope it's an day, hour, minute, second. So the day I'm going to display in the days inner HTML equals to this particular days, right? I'm going to do the same for the rest. Okay, we are good to go now. So let me save and refresh the browser. Let us see what will happen. Unquote, unexpected end of input. There was an error. Let me check that one. Oh, sorry, I think I have deleted this closing curly braces. No wonder there is an error. Let me save and refresh now. Here we go. The days, hours, minutes, seconds that are remaining. But as we know already, these seconds, they are not moving. So in order to do that, we can just use the function in JavaScript name called set interval. This set interval is going to take two parameters. One is name of the function. Here countdown is the name of the function. I want them to be moving every after 1000 milliseconds. Here we go. Let me save and refresh. Here we go. The seconds are moving, but as you can see them here, the seconds is 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to add 0 in front. So if you want to add the zeros in front, what you are going to do, you are going to add the zeros. There is not necessarily we need to add the zeros for the day. Maybe we can add the zeros for the hour, minutes and seconds. So in order to do that, simple, I'm going to take this variable name called hours equals, here I'm going to check the condition. This hours, if it is less than 10, I'm going to add the 0 in front of the hours. So if the hour is less than 10, in case if the hour is less than 10, maybe when the hour becomes 9, we are going to add 0 together with the hour. So it's going to be 0, 9. Or else, we are just going to print hours. What does that mean? Meaning the hours is not less than 10. If it is 11, there is no need for us to add 0 in front, isn't it? So let me do the same for the minute and the seconds. Then we will see the difference. Let me save and refresh the browser. I'm sure that now we can able to see the zeros in front in case if these things go below 10. Here we go, there is a 0 added. Even this hour, if it goes below 10, it should add 0 in front. Same applies to the days. Same applies to the hours. We didn't add for the days. In case if you want to add the zeros in front for the days, you can do it, but it's not going to be a good idea, because if you add 0, it's going to be 0, 1, 8, 5. So it's not a good idea to add zeros for the days. And then the thing is, here we have used the function name as set intervals. You know what it does? Actually it does, when the days become zeros and 0, the countdown will stop, because we have already reached the Christmas day, isn't it? So it will just stop the countdown because we have already reached the Christmas day. That's what this set interval time would do. I hope it's clear. Now the thing is working as expected. What we are remaining with is the styling part. So that one is simple. Actually we are just going to add the style.css file to style. Let me link the style.css with my HTML, the head section. I'm going there. Now in the style.css, background is going to be black. Okay, then let me add some text align. I want them to be in center because that text was in there in the center. Then from there we can add some font family if you want. I'm going to add sans serif, and then font weight. Font weight is going to be bold. It's good. Let me save and refresh. The background is black. You can't able to see the text because the text color is also becoming black. So I need to change the text color. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to my H1. That's my tag. Here I'm going to set the color. The color I'm going to set like RGB 211,7,7. So this is going to be red. Let me save and refresh the browser. I'm sure that now you could able to see Christmas countdown. Here we go. Right, so we can just increase the font size. So font weight is going to be, font size we can say 90 pixel. Font weight, it can be bold. Font family, if you want to set the font family, you can set anything. I'm going to use the sans serif, and then I'm going to set some margin. Let me save and run. Let's see how it works. Here we go. This one looks nice, exactly like the way that you can see them here. So what we are remaining with is the div section. Now let me focus on the container. So I'm going to grab this ID name called clock for the whole div container. So this is an ID, so I'm sure that you know how to use them. You need to use the hash in front, then the name of the ID there. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to set the font family so that it can look a bit nice, and then color. So font family is going to be sans serif. You can use anything, right? Then color of the text, I want them to be white in color, because you can see in this design whatever the things that you can see them here, these are white, the labels are white, so I want them to be white so that it can be visible as expected, right? So I'm going to set the font color white, triple F is a white, and you can simply type white, right? And then you can see them here. These are looks like blocks, like this is a one block, another block, another block, another block. So in order to do that, there is a property name called display, which is going to be inline block, so that in the same line it's going to be displayed as a blocks. Then let me just increase the font weight. Let me set as 100 pixel. Then I'm just going to do the text align so that it can be in the center, and then I'm going to set maybe font size inside. We can say 55 pixel. Let me save and see how it looks. It's in the inline blocks, 185 days, 14. So now I'm going to, now what I have targeted is the whole div, starting from here up to the whole thing. Now I'm going to target the individual div. Within this whole div, there is an individual div. So in order to do that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to target the children. That children is a div, right? So for this div, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add some padding. let's say 50 pixel padding. Add some background color. That background color, I'm going to use this color code. Then again, I want them to be displayed in inline blocks. Let me save and refresh. Let's see how it looks like. Okay, we have managed to create that containers. But let me add some padding inside so that it would look like so. Padding, let me say 50 pixel. Then what is next? We need to create another container inside. So in order to do that, these things we are displaying them like 185, 14. These are comes under the span tag, isn't it? So in order to do that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to target that span clock, then div, then there is a child name called span, right? So this is what I want to target. So now inside, what we can do, let me add some padding, 65 pixel. Then from there, display, we need to have another block inside, right? So that one is an inline block. Let me save and refresh to see how it looks like. Okay, it is going beyond. So what we can do, add the background color so that we can differentiate, because background color we can say black so that we can see the actual container there. Okay, the background color, this one is too big, so what we can do, we can just set the border radius. We can say like we need the 15 pixel border radius. Even here we can set the border radius. Here we can set them to 25 pixels. Let me add the last part here. ID name is small text. I'm going to add the font size is going to be 25 pixel, and then margin top, let me say 20 pixel. Let me save and refresh my browser. Here we go. Now my Christmas countdown is working as expected. Yes, of course, we are remaining with 185 days, 14 hours, 3 minutes and 44 seconds. You know, how do I know that? If you want, you can go and Google Christmas countdown. It is going to give you this exact one. This one has given me, because the day that I am recording this video, we are still remaining with 185 days. If I want to change this one into my birthday, still it can be my birthday countdown. So let's say my birthday is 7th August. So let me save and run. It should change the result. So let me go there to change. You see, I'm just remaining with 45 days. So it depends. It's not necessarily always it has to be the same date. It will change. So this is how this countdown timer would work. I hope you liked this video. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and share with your friends. See you in the next video. Thank you.